Hi everyone, it's Richard at altcoins with another market update. But before I continue, I wanted to mention that yesterday we published another fundamental research report on another DeFi, decentralized finance project that we think has huge potential for upside. It's a project that has very strong venture capital fund backing, solid management with prior experience at Coinbase, and also already a functioning product with growing user base. But let's continue to the market update. So following our discussion of very extreme oversold conditions on January 22nd, so about 10 days ago, we reported that the RSI was reaching very extreme oversold conditions and well under 30, and that the market was way overdue for a rebound. We indeed have received that rebound, and a lot of the altcoins are now up 10 to 30%. So let's take a look here at the oversold conditions that we saw, if you recall again, about 10 days ago, down here on the 22nd, and then even on the 24th. You see RSI for Ethereum dipping to 21 is really extreme. We haven't seen those readings like that really all of 2021. When you see extreme bearish conditions like that, it's definitely time to pay attention and lay on at least some size position, if not a full position, for an upswing that is likely to occur. And looks like we got one clearly for Ethereum. The price dipped as low as 2,200, and now it's up 20% from those levels. Similarly, if we look at Binance, also had extreme oversold conditions or levels with RSI dipping to 25. Again, good buying opportunity there, and has rebounded now close to 400. Cardano was not as oversold, if I recall, not as extreme, but Solana, I believe, was as well. So again, that was 21. Wow, really oversold. We didn't see such oversold levels all of 2021. So clearly, that was a good time to go long, even though overall the trends are still down. And this was a swing trade, as we characterized it as such. We can look at the performance in the last week or so. Bitcoin is up 6%, Ethereum 14%, but it doesn't, it's not quite 10 days. I think the rebound is bigger than that for some. Solana 19%, Avalanche 12%, but I think it's really closer to 20% for most if we count the full 10-day period since the extreme oversold conditions. Now, the question is, what now, right? Well, what we're noticing is that the momentum for a lot of these names had just turned bullish for many altcoins just recently over the last 1 or 2 days. So we do still see some room for upside as this momentum continues, and we can look at some examples here. At least until the price gets to some next major resistance areas. So let's look at, by the way, to quickly find fresh momentum, bullish momentum crossovers, you can go to our Signal summary where we have actually recently revamped this list of predefined signals for you. These are basically strategy blogs ready for you to use. And here, one of the signals is a fresh momentum MACD signal line crossover. Right now, there are 115 coins on the daily time interval that satisfy this criteria. And as you can see up here, it's defined as a MACD crossover over the last 2 intervals, in this case intervals a day, so over the last 2 days, and some minimum market cap. So very simple filter, but it's going to give you all the coins that had a really recent bullish MACD crossover, and here are the coins: Solana, SHIB, Ethereum Classic, Filecoin, and so on. Let's look at the charts and explain what I mean by bullish crossover. It's, as you can see it in the MACD chart, part of the overall chart. These buy flags essentially indicate a bullish MACD signal line crossover. Okay, that means that the momentum is improving, in fact, turning bullish. And as you can see, all of these just happened in the last day or two. And I think that typically these swings happen and last a bit longer. And so I do think there's a bit more upside, room for upside for some of these, potentially a lot more upside. And it kind of depends where is the next resistance level for these. That requires a little more studying. For example, let's look at Solana. Let's expand this chart. So where is the next resistance area for Solana? If we look back, typically with the resistance and support areas, you want to look back and look at the bigger picture. And so we see here the price had made a local bottom way back in September. Was around $125. So I'd say the next resistance area is around that. This was a support area at the time, but once you dip below the support area, it becomes a resistance area, concept known as polarity. So we do think that in this case, Solana has room to grow or room to run from the current 109 to that 125 resistance area. And then the next major resistance area is 150. So 125 is where I would probably take some money off the table and see if it gets rejected or breaks above that, in which case we could see it go all the way to 150. So that's the kind of analysis you kind of have to at this point do. Keep in mind that we're overall still in a downtrend for most. Let's look at the trend tab here, right? Downtrend on the short, medium, and long-term basis. Trends tend to continue. Typically, you want to trade with a trend. So going long here, meaning buying, is a bit against the trend overall. It's a swing trading strategy. You got to be on top of the market action and beware where the resistance areas are, where you want to probably take money off the table if you are going to trade or swing trade. So let's go ahead and look at some curated charts. Curated charts are a great place for you to find some trade setups and trade ideas, as well as learn some basic technical analyses, strategies. I think sufficient to make some decent money. So let's start with the first one with Algorand. Here, in fact, this is the way I'm going to do it, just so it's easier for you to see. I'm going to find these on the screener. You can also see curated charts here as well. And it's just easier to see them because I can blow them up here. So in this chart, what we highlighted is that the price dipped all the way to the 80 cents after breaking out, bearishly breaking out of the falling wedge, dipped all the way to 80 cents. It found some support there. Now it's bounced back to the resistance area of $1. So what do we do now? Well, we had a fresh buy MACD crossover. So that suggests that we've got room to run. $1 is potentially a resistance area, so I would say we want to wait for a break above that $1 to see that the price has enough momentum to continue, in that case, to $1.25. That would be another 25% upside. And if you want to stay on top of this trade or potential trade setup, in this case, you want to set up an alert for that price crossover. So first what you do is you say you want to get alerted on algo, and very simple, when price is above the value of $1. Okay, we click on done and then click on alert and say algo $1 should we buy. So now we'll receive an alert. If I go to the alert section here, under alerts management, I've got a lot of these, but on the second page here is my new alert that I created, and I will receive emails as well as alert notifications right here in this area when that happens. So this is critical for you to stay on top of the market and some of these potential trade setups. Let's get rid of this filter now. Let's take another one that we updated today, which is Bitcoin Cash. Now in this curated chart, what we're indicating is that it is still extremely oversold. RSI under 30. So we do think there is a likely bounce up from these oversold levels. We see a recent bullish momentum crossover here as well that occurred in just the last day or two. So there is a chance of some potential upside here from these levels. Another one, Binance. Let's take a look here. This one, after bearishly breaking out of the channel down, as you can see here, it dipped all the way to 300 support zone, which, as you can see, back in September or so was also acted as a support area. So this is by no coincidence that the coin or the price found some support at this level. It's historically been a support level as well. Now the next resistance level is 400. We've kind of got there, and so far it looks like a rejection. So again, in this case, even though we have a recent bullish or buy momentum crossover, here for me the trigger is when the price, and if the price gets above the $400 resistance, which again is an area of a lot of historical price action. It's acted as a support in the past, it's acted as a resistance in the past. So $400 is a critical level. If we're able to surpass that, then we may open up a path to 450 next. So again, a good opportunity to set up another price alert with a $400 level, and if we get above that, that would be an indication that there's enough momentum, enough buyers to push this coin higher to that 450 level. Let's look at Chili's. Another curated chart here. In this case, there was a bearish breakout of a descending triangle right here that pushed the price all the way to 16-cent support area. Now we've bounced back to 20 cents. And here again, we're at a resistance area. I wouldn't call it a major resistance area. It looks really like a minor resistance area. And with the momentum that we have from MACD crossover, I do think there's a good chance that we'll cross above that and continue to the major resistance area, which is 25 cents. You can see that has acted as a support area many times in the past, recent past, and turned into a resistance area now. So that's, I think, really our target here. But again, I would wait for the price to break above the 20-cent level and create an alert for that. Next one we'll take a look at is Polkadot. Again, another curated chart that was updated today. Here, similar situation in that the price was rejected a few times at the $30 level, which coincides with the moving average, 200-day moving average. 200-day moving average, always a very critical either support or resistance area, so keep an eye out for it. But after getting rejected, the price dipped all the way to $15. Now it's bounced back right after getting to very oversold, extreme oversold levels about 10 days ago. It's bounced back to $20. And now, once again, this looks, again, more of a minor resistance area. The more major resistance area is 25. So I do think with the recent momentum bullish crossover, we're likely to see the price break above that. But I would wait for a confirmation when that happens. So again, a good opportunity to set up an alert. FTT or FTX, an interesting one. They had just recently raised several hundred, I believe, $400 million at a ridiculous 15 or 20 billion dollar valuation. So clearly that's been partly the news that's rallied the price. But overall, it's been kind of trading in this sideways channel, right, between, call it $35 and $45. So here, from a swing trading perspective, I'd say it's time to take some money off the table, even though it's got bullish momentum, but it's approaching very stiff resistance. If you recall, if you look back here, it was rejected right at 45 or about the 200-day moving average in the past. We're close to that, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get rejected here again. So I would not bet on the upswing to continue from these levels. Really, I would like to see it break above that. If it does, then this becomes a full-blown trend reversal with a substantial potential upside. But at this point, I would wait for that, or if you were trading the sideways channel, then it's time to take money off the table and wait for the price to swing back to that $35 support area. Another one on the list here that we updated today is the centerline, which is one of the three major Metaverse names, along with Sandbox and Engine. This one dipped again, look at this, dipped to that 200-day moving average, bounced right back off of it. It was very oversold. It acted as a support level, that 200-day moving average, as well as the $2 area. And now we're back at a resistance area of $3, which looks quite substantial, in fact. So here I would take a pause, take some money off the table, see if we surpass that. If we do, then we'll clear the path for $4, I think. It is a coin that's indicating an uptrend on the short-term basis. So these could be the beginnings of a trend reversal here. But again, the $3 resistance it looks quite stiff, quite substantial. So I would wait for that breakout above that to confirm that there is enough momentum to continue to push this price higher to that $4 level, which is the next resistance above that. And the last one, Theta, that I'll mention here today. This one, again, also broke out of the descending triangle and dipped all the way to 250. Now it's bounced back a bit. I think it probably has legs to get up to that 350 resistance zone area, where I would take money off the table on this one. Overall, still in a downtrend. As you can see, this downtrend resistance trend line right here, extending all the way from November. If the price is able to break above that, that would coincide with about a $3.50 resistance area. If we break above that, that could be an indication of a trend reversal. So keep an eye on it. That 350 level is critical here. All right, everyone. Hope this helps. Again, leverage the curated charts. You have to learn how to sort of read them, how to use the alerts to stay on top of them, and keep your trades small. Don't bet the barn on any one particular trade. What you want to do is have many small trades, especially until you actually learn how to trade. Good luck, everyone. If you have any questions, you can email us at invest@altcoins.com.